I'm a hippo.
Broadcast Hippo Digital Media.
Come on!
I'm a hippo.
Broadcast Hippo Digital Media. What is up, everybody? The show runs on cannabis. Teebs of Adrian Teebs.green. They're doing a big 420 special over at Teebs. So if you get a chance and you haven't checked it out, this is a great opportunity to do that during the 420 special. And super amazing customer service, dude. Everyone there just cares. You walk into a business. You're like, man, these people don't give two F's about anything, do they? Well, you walk in to Teebs, and it's not the same thing. And those guys care. Everybody cares. You're going to get great service. They're super knowledgeable. They're not just trying to sell you something. They're going to make sure that you get what you need at Teebs. So check them out. It's a great opportunity this week with 420 coming up tomorrow. So you can get in there and check them out at Teebs. All right, let's do this.
And now, our feature presentation.
This is Ed McMahon. And now, here's Andrew.
I said, Andrew Z. In the morning, it's time to wake up. Andrew Z. In the morning, yeah. Come on.
Oh, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. It is Monday, April 19th, 2020, in the year of our Lord. Demetrius Nicodemus. Gilligan is back. It's outside Gina for Cabela Media. Chris Teeple. Donnie P. Producer Georgia. Let's do this.
Andrew Z. In the morning.
Woo!
Yeah.
I am your skipper to Demetrius's Gilligan. No, everybody.
I'm Marianne.
Yeah, so you absolutely are Marianne.
Totally are Marianne.
Wait, does that make me Thurston Howell?
No, that makes you Ginger.
I'll do it. I'll take it.
He's definitely lovey. Anyway,
Why do I have to be the female at all in this scenario?
oh no, Teeple's the professor, duh.
No.
Yeah.
No, you know what? You know who he is? He is the TA in your college lit class who knows more than the professor and gives you shit. And then you're like, dude, I'll just go over your head. You're a grad student, barely.
We got to say hi to my mom. Say hi to Sherry this morning. What was I going to say? I know what I was going to say. Happy 419 Day, everybody. Today today is Toledo's day to celebrate.
How do we celebrate this? What's the most Toledo shit you can do to celebrate 419 Day?
Get high and prostitute someone.
No, that's tomorrow.
That is not
Wait,
the
what?
most Toledo thing to do.
Toledo are a bunch of pimps?
And
is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like, why do you talk shit about this town?
I know. No, today is a day to go to a metro park, to go to downtown Toledo and go to like what's that, the Dirty Bird or something like that. What else is very Toledo?
I got one. Reading memes like they're news. So that's a cool thing to do. Like, that's real information. Like, Mike Tyson said some deep shit over a picture. Okay, I have
that's
to.
The whole country thing, though. That's not really.
I have to reference.
It is a whole country thing. Go ahead, Donnie.
I have to reference what Georgia said about celebrate never-ending construction, because that's true. But if you drive outside of Toledo, either to Indiana, Michigan, you will appreciate the never-ending construction because our roads are actually really good compared to our neighbors.
You see, I people keep saying that about Michigan, but I've driven up into Michigan, and their roads really aren't that bad from what I've seen.
Michigan's roads are so loud it's offensive. Like I get angry. I'm like, shut the fuck up, road. It's so loud.
Yeah, some of those
whole
potholes.
car.
Yeah, some of those potholes are so closely put together, you can swear that the highway's like using racial epithets. Like, you're like, wow, whoa, was that did that pothole call me the N-word? What the
in Morse code?
which it is true in Morse code. It's speaking to us in Morse code.
Boom, 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 boom.
I have to disagree, Chris. There's so much more construction. I mean, just you can't go anywhere in Michigan without running into construction or down to one lane.
I don't know. Maybe I'm going to different areas of Michigan than you guys are, but I've never really noticed a difference.
Wow.
Well, actually,
that may be an indictment of Ohio roads.
My mom said you should go to the park, go to the zoo, enjoy some sunshine. Yeah, dude, it's supposed to rain like it's still snow like 2 or 3 inches like Tuesday, Wednesday. What is going on?
It's Ohio. Okay, wait. Are we really surprised? Are you actually surprised, or are you just like wedding, like haha, like
the end of April after we've already had 80-degree days to now?
Yes, we have snow at the end of April and the beginning of May often. This happens more years than it doesn't.
We usually get snow in April. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I read a meme from 13 ABC. I said it on purpose. I read a meme from 13 ABC that says if we get 2 to 3 inches of snow this late in April, it would be one of the top 5 latest snow. What was I posted it. So that's absolutely not true, Gene.
I was looking through my Facebook memories, and we got snow around the same time last year.
We do almost every year. So
So it says gosh darn it, I don't think I can find it.
Imagine that.
It was 84 on April 7th. On April 21st, we need the snow shovel. And this is from a meteorologist, but that's not the one I was looking for. I'm gonna see if
meteorologists are liars and no one trusts them. What are you doing?
Could you imagine what kind of force Andrew would be to reckon with if he did show prep? Like, they just have stuff ready to go.
I'm surprised. I'm really surprised meteorologists ever get married. I mean, they're such lying sons of bitches. I mean, you can never trust, like, honest, like, are you sure you want to do this in a church? I'm almost positive God will strike you down when you tell me it's going to be partly sunny and you'll love me forever.
Here's what a woman says.
It's their delivery.
Here's what a woman says. You lie all the time. What else are you lying about? If you lie about the what?
But if they truly what they're saying at the time, technically they didn't lie.
Right. Honey, I've looked at all the love models, and my love is coming in pretty clearly for the next 3 days. You're going to get high coverages of love, and then it's going to get sparse. There's going to be a drought of love. We call this the strip club weekend. That's you're going to get a drought of dick on that weekend. That's going to be crazy. And then on Monday, a full more cover of love. That's going to be just dick all day whenever you want to dick.
Coming in days this high pressure Sandy situation.
Andrew's husband-in-law is a weatherman, so we should move on. He loves it. He loves it when I call him that.
I'm just saying they're just. I mean, I'm not saying they're not good ones out there, and Lord knows he's a good one. But.
Oh, God, I can't.
So let me tell you, I voluntarily watched the Ariana Grande thing on Netflix. It was like a
or what is it?
Yeah, one of those concert mentaries where they follow her with her overly homosexual backup dancers and then
there's always a scene where before she goes on stage, she's backstage in the circle with the homosexual backup dancers, and they're like, "I love you guys. Let's do this. Our fans need this. I love you. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Go."
Yeah, and then there's a tear. There's tears everywhere, and I'll give it to her. Yeah, like she's got a very, very strong voice, and I was like, wow, this girl can really, really sing. And I just can't wait for the director's cut to come out called Ariana Vente, which is supposed to be a bigger, more in-depth production, yes, than the Ariana Grande movie I watched.
Well, but the question is, I know you said you watched it by yourself.
No, I didn't watch it by myself. I watched it with my wife, who I did not. I was yesterday old when I found out that my wife really likes Ariana Grande. So I did not know that.
So it was voluntary.
We bought an Ariana Grande record yesterday, like a vinyl, like an actual record. Yeah, we bought a record player yesterday with we got Ariana Grande, we got
Were you at an estate
Frank
sale?
Sinatra, and Pat Benatar. No, it was at Walmart.
I like the fact that you bought a record player because awesome, but I dislike the fact that one of the first albums you buy was Ariana Grande.
No one cares what you dislike, Tifo.
Everybody cares, or else I wouldn't be here.
I care, Chris.
Donnie, did you buy the record player before or after you milked the cows?
I do my chores first, you know that.
Oh, okay. You gotta feed the horses. And
where'd you? A good Mennonite gets his chores done before the sun comes up, before he can buy a phonograph player.
A good Mennonite.
Dude, it's nice. It's a brand new one. We got it at Walmart. They've had them there for a while, and I've kind of looked them over, but
since like the 70s.
They just came back.
Vinyl's making a comeback.
They've had them. Yeah, they've had them about 100, 150 years. They have the one where you put the needle on, and then it's got the funnel on the top.
That's the one I want, because that's the one that gives you the true analog sound. That's the one I want. That's the actual authentic recording.
That one comes with a Dalmatian, if I'm not mistaken. Right? The little puppy that leans its head over because it's hard of hearing.
Do you have to like sit there and hand crank that one the whole time and spin it the proper speed?
We call that masturbation.
Start slowing down.
It's awesome. Here, I'll send you a picture of the girls just loving it.
We have the been so spoiled in this country by how amazing sound is. We need to go backwards. We're going back to the shitty sound.
Records are superior, man.
They're not superior. They're not superior to digital. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they are. They're 100% because digital. You're not getting everything on digital.
Yeah, you're not getting all the
digital has to break it down into zeros and ones, and analog gets the actual waves
going on. And see, what you have to be careful about, like whenever you're buying the newer albums for the newer artists, is because they did this with the Beatles, and I almost fell for it. Was instead of an actual pressing from their recording, they took the digital files and then they pressed them to the analog, and that you don't get as good a sound.
Not to be a total music geek, but Tifel, I was worried about that yesterday. I was like, I wonder if I'm buying actually analog recordings or if this is just digital pressed onto a vinyl.
Oh my God.
Look at that.
My God.
She's like, what is this, Dad?
I know. I've never seen a plate with a hole in it before.
I know.
This is the craziest thing.
Doesn't the spaghetti fall through?
It's like an automatic revolving plate. I can eat everything off of it without actually having to move.
So you put one kid on each side of the player and then start sending food to them.
Yeah. It's like a musical microwave.
Yeah. You never do that to a record, Josh. That's just abuse.
So what made you go out and buy a record player, Donald?
Too much money.
Yeah. What? Walmart was sold out of ocelots.
Ashley's been wanting to jam some old school stuff on it. So Frank Sinatra was one of our other purchases. So we listened to some Frank.
Don't tempt me or don't make me envious of you more already than I already am by saying that she'll sit there and listen to Frank Sinatra with you, because I have to listen to it by myself.
Yeah, we were jamming to that like almost all day after. The girls had to listen to their Ariana first, but then we put Frank on for about an hour. My choice was a Pat Benatar record, so we each had a choice. They're like $20 to $30 a piece. These records are. What? So it's rough. So we tried to find like there's still a couple of record stores around town, but they're all closed because of COVID. So she wanted to get some Glenn Miller, so she ordered that offline. But we want to go and find some actual used stuff to play on it.
Well, I guess kind of a hobby, right? That's what it is.
Yeah, they're still around.
I mean, it was a number of years ago. I ditched all my home music for vinyl. Like I still have like Spotify and stuff for the road, but when I'm home, it's all vinyl.
Oh my God, you're that guy. You're that fucking patchouli smelling, fucking solar powered. Grow your own wheatgrass. Music's better on vinyl.
All that sounds like way too much work. Just the vinyl, taking the vinyl from the sleeve and putting it on the table is the amount of effort I put through this.
There was a guy that a friend of mine, he's totally that. He's on his name's Jason Carr, and we work together in Flint, but he's a TV guy. He's on TV in Detroit now. He's been there for years. He's at NBC or something like that. But when we were in Flint, he had a little apartment, and it was one of those. Do you remember those record player cabinets, like from like the 70s?
Yes,
where it would slide open. He had one of those. He was doing this 15 years ago, 20 years ago. So he was into the vinyl back then, even. And he'd go to his house and he'd put on a vinyl, open up the cabinet and put on the vinyl record. And he had one of those. And like his whole apartment looked like the 70s. Like I can't even describe like the love seat, but it was on like on legs or whatever. You could probably picture it, but the dude is so patchouli hippie. He's that.
My kitchen is self-sustaining. Yes, you can actually eat the plate. It cuts down on waste. Yes, it's yes. The forks are made of pretzels that I have bound together with plastic ties.
Good times. All right. So, what else? How was everyone's weekend? We had a good weekend. I hung out with the kids. I tried to because I only get them every other weekend, and my kids, the two that I birthed, or three. Well, the one is always with us. The baby's always with us because it's mine and Colleen's. But the two that I birthed during the week, they're at their moms. My
you birthed them?
Well, I had a hand in it.
You better not have had a hand in it.
I like how you and Colleen don't take advantage of this kid exchange thing and just send JoJo right along. Like, oh.
I know. So
what you should do is just pack Josie up a little suitcase and put her outside, and then put it on Michelle. Then if she leaves her. She's like, well, she's so lonely. She misses her sisters.
I know. I've tried to put her in the car, like not notice, like put the other two, just all three of them just jump in the car. But she tends to notice every time.
She found her.
They're a little game of Where's Josie?
Yeah, but every other weekend we try to do a fun stuff with the kids. Because so Colleen's got hers all week long, so they're here all week, and then mine are gone all week, because they're all with their mom. And their mom, I guess, is way more important than the dads, as we know. But this weekend we went to the drive-in last night, last minute. It was freezing. Oh my god, that was Friday night. Saturday night. Yeah, we decided, hey, let's go. Last minute, we're going to go to the, which is the Field of Dreams, which is funny to me because it's right in the middle of a neighborhood. I'm surprised the neighbors are okay with this. Like you're driving past houses, and then you just pull into a guy's backyard, and then that's where the movie, the drive-in.
Whoa.
Have you not been, Donnie? This is
no.
Donnie.
So you're giving me and Donnie crap for vinyl, and you're taking your family back to a way of watching movies that has been obsolete for the past 3-4 decades.
I know.
He didn't
because we have indoor theaters.
Film.
He didn't give us credit.
Demetrius
did.
Like he took him to a silent movie, and there was a piano player and a guy moving the dialogue.
He took them to a place where they had to sit there and watch a screen from their own car when we have perfectly good indoor theaters with climate control.
It's the experience.
It is.
Yeah. Plus, I feel like that's. Have you ever been to the drive-in, Tiefel? It's
I used
busy.
to go to the drive-in.
There's tons of people that go to the drive-in.
Yeah, I used to go driving all the time when I was a kid, and then we got older and we were able to afford climate controlled theaters.
So that's when you realized you were moving up.
Yeah. So we go. It was we went and saw, because I guess they're not. I don't know if they're not. Why are they making TV shows but not making movies? Like there's no. Well, I guess there's a couple. There's that Godzilla whatever. But anyway, I guess there's not enough movies to fill theaters. So they're doing old movies. So we went and saw the original Willy Wonka. And I didn't think the kids were going to like it, but they did. And but we ended up leaving right when they get to because it was too cold and Josie was crying, and but it was fun. And then it got freezing, and then they got to the point where Willy Wonka, they were just about to go into the factory, and then we said, this is a good place to stop, and we'll pick up the movie at home. But we had a good time. It's the Field of Dreams Drive in Donnie. You'd love it, in Liberty Center. It's about 30-minute drive from where you're at, from your house.
It's awesome.
Going down towards like Napoleon Defiance, go that way.
Go ahead, D.
I love drive-ins. I just think, especially if you have like a van where you can like pop the back up and then you can lay shit out. It is literally, I mean, because then you control all your snackage, you control, the beverages, you can walk around when the kids start really annoying you, and like it's such a fun experience, and I love it. I think we took Cohen to see Spider-Man Far From Home on the drive-in theater, and it was just like popcorn, just so much fun. It was, and then you never stay through the second movie. You never get to stay through the second movie. No.
Not with kids. No.
Yeah. And then it's just a race to see which guy is really going to pull the trigger on pulling out of his spot first.
not with kids, and not with significant others, because they're always asleep by the first movie.
Yeah.
Your kids don't fall asleep while you're there?
Yes, they do, but there's no female. There's no female that's going to make it through two movies anyway. It's just not going to happen. They're like, what?
That's not true.
It is true.
I mean,
okay, well, let's
maybe
see.
You're boring.
Donnie, would Ashley make it through two movies at a drive-in? Like, if you guys had to, you could probably sit through a second movie. Is there any way Ashley could sit through a second movie?
I mean, I guess it depends on what it is, but most likely no.
Demetrius? I know.
What?
Falling asleep. Of course.
Oh my God. She'll look at the second start time and she'll be like, oh no, I plan on being in bed by this time.
The first start time is 9:00. It's like Colleen's like, it is my bedtime right now. Anyway, I said they can't start it before 9 because it's daylight out. She's like, oh, this is late. And then I inform my kids that they're related to Willy Wonka himself. I don't know how, but their mom told me that on their mom's side they are related to Willy Wonka. So that blew their mind that they were watching the Willy Wonka with that they were related to on the screen. How
are they related?
I don't,
I mean, if I just look at you and go, hey, you're related to Gene Wilder, then I mean, I could be referring to characteristics of Gene Wilder's face that share the same characteristics as yours.
All right, just come here. What did your mom say? How are you related to Willy Wonka? What? Speak up. Come here, Kinsley. Come here, hurry up. Hurry up, this is valuable airtime. Hurry up. Get over here. What are you doing? I know, Kinsley, hurry up. Oh my God. I can't. She's yelling from the other room. I can't even.
It's not real.
Some sort of cousin. Some sort of
cousins. Like what? like
what? A great aunt, something. I don't know.
Yeah, at a certain point, you stop being related.
Yeah,
I don't know. Anyway, that blew their mind that they were. And then Kinsley, my youngest, was telling the kid that was parking us, "Hey, I'm related to Willie."
Yes. So where's our seat at?
Yeah, I know. Don't we get special seats?
Yeah. Isn't
And a
there
parking
a
spot.
reserved especially for the relatives of Gene Wilder? This is I assume that after Willy Wonka, you're going to play Stir Crazy, Silver Streak, and the rest of those wonderful movies starring him and Richard Pryor.
Yes.
And we assume those are the things, or maybe Young Frankenstein. I love
Frankenstein,
Young
yes.
Frankenstein. Young Frankenstein. Oh, anyways.
Normal.
Driving was fun. Josh said that that Jake Paul fight. Stupid Jake Paul fight.
Dude, Dubs cracks me up. We were watching it, and he's like, "It looks like he's fighting his math teacher." I was done.
For those who don't see the robot walk in behind him.
No, I didn't pay attention.
No. Did you guys watch
giant robot walked in behind him. It was the creepiest thing. I just saw it online. It was very terrifying looking.
There was, so for those who don't know, Jake Paul is a TikToker, and I guess
think he's a YouTuber, which is different than a TikToker by age or something.
I apologize.
Didn't he get famous by just like smashing his testicles on the sidewalk when he did the splits?
Probably.
That guy.
That was Johnny Depp, or that was Johnny. What's his name? The guy from Jackass.
Like the guy. No, he would just randomly do the splits, right? On just like he would stand next to somebody and then just drop and do the splits.
Maybe, I have no idea.
No, I don't know.
It's possible. It's possible.
Okay.
I sent the robot over to Georgia in case
I want to see it. I want to see the robot. But yeah, he's a YouTube star, and then now he's turned into kind of. I mean, he looks like a badass. Like I saw him. All I saw was him. I saw a video of him.
Yeah, well, they make Tom Cruise look tall.
Hitting the bag where you're like,
yeah.
That dude looked like like he would turn his head away, and the bag would still be in perfect rhythm. Like he'd be
yeah,
fast.
I mean, he's not like nothing. Like he definitely has some power and some moves. He just keeps fighting people that aren't really boxers. Like the guy he fought over the weekend was a MMA fighter, which it's different when you stand up and you gotta only use your hands. So he's gonna keep going. We'll see. I think he's decent, but we'll see what happens. Here's the giant creepy robot.
Yeah,
the worst. He's the worst export from Ohio.
Oh yeah. Oh Jesus.
Oh my God. This motherfucker Jake Paul off the chain, cuz.
Why does it say Paul on the robot's groin?
Dude, I can't.
That is an entrance.
That is.
Snoop Dogg commenting is the best thing ever, though. And they were smoking weed the whole time, so that was a good part of it. For sure.
I watched a video yesterday calling Jake Paul out because he's like, I'm just like you, Snoop. You know, no one I was bullied and no one took me serious, and I had to mow lawns, and someone called him. I was like, dude, you're from Westlake, Ohio. Like your parents had a 3-car garage. Come on, dude. You weren't and they were like, dude, I went to school with you. You were the bully. What are you talking about now?
So do you know my parents had to park domestic vehicles in those 3-car garages? That's right. We had Chryslers, Fords. Yeah. Oh, it was horrible. All my friends were driving Maseratis, and we only had Mercedes dressing.
So true. So and then there was some controversy too. I guess the guy that he fought, that Sean Paul fought.
Jean Paul.
we're making him sound fancier than he is here.
That's from Les Mis.
He was like Sean Paul, but don't you know? But then I'll get out.
Yes, the rapper. Sean Paul in the house. I keep, but Jake Paul, thank you. That I guess the dude that he fought that MMA fighter Donnie was talking about. There was pictures of him backstage laughing and having a good time. So like people were saying the whole thing was set up. That this dude he was partying with Jake Paul backstage.
Do they know that they're not fighting because they have beef? Like it's not like you're like fuck your mom. Like that's not. They're professional fighters. Don't like. Aren't they can be cool and still fight.
Dude, but you know what? That would make professional fighting so much cooler if this was like a whole new league of, and fuck your mama brings to you. That's right, Charlie from down the street versus John. And John's been talking shit about Charlie's wife for 3 weeks. That's right, he called her a fat whore. And, ooh, you didn't know that, Charlie? Well, yes, he did. Now, are we ready to get this fight on?
Josh goes. Josh Mosher on the comments goes, "I knocked you out." And he goes, "Wasn't me." And then Georgia goes, "That was Shaggy, not Sean Paul." That was the other fake Jamaican accent guy. Oh, I can't.
I would see the whole like neighbors boxing championship sort of thing, like again, like the dude that never picks up after his dog versus the guy whose lawn it always goes on. Just to see that fight go down.
I literally stare shamed a guy into picking up the dog shit in front of my house. Like his dog was just and I wasn't a person who was just gonna like I'm not gonna interrupt your dog. I know it's important. But then I just stood and stared at that guy until he was like, I guess I'm gonna grab this plastic bag. I was like, I guess you are, huh? I thought you were just gonna walk away from this dog shit. No, this stare is gonna follow you.
I could just see you just like standing on the porch with a coffee cup, just staring him down.
Yeah, dude, in my Batman robe.
Do you really have a Batman robe?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
you want to see it?
Go get it.
I don't want to see it. Yeah.
By the way,
Remember he wore it for Halloween.
I'm sorry, Natasha. She was the one that called out Shaggy, not Georgia. I apologize. And then Josh says we're just falling apart this morning.
You guys want to see something while Demetrius is running away? I had to go take pictures of Andrew and Demetrius. And I want to show you guys what it's like to take pictures of Demetrius. Hold on. It was I was laughing so hard like I couldn't even. Ready? Are you guys ready? I'm gonna click through it. This is me trying to get a good picture of Demetrius.
I love it.
I mean, these are all gold. I don't see your problem.
I know.
It was so hard to do. It's like raining in cats with their cats.
There's the robe.
Now he just needs a glass of cognac and a cigar.
Yes,
dude.
Oh,
look
So,
it's the original
wait, does it
Batman.
have-
Dude, that robe's got so much swag.
Does it have bat ears on the hood? Put the hood up. I need to see the hood.
It does.
It doesn't have a mask and bat ears on it because
Oh my
I
God,
can't.
let me see.
No,
No. My mother-in-law made this for me.
Did she really? No.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it.
Josh says Danny Glover dressed as Batman. All right, this portion of the show is brought to you in part by Teebs of Adrian. You guys, if you're stressed out, then you need to go get you some at Teebs.
Hey guys, listen, Andrew. I'm sorry. I'm going to do a little plug real quick. I'm interrupting you. Tomorrow is 420 and Taco Tuesday, so I'm going to need the day off because it's a fucking holiday. Also, go up to Teebs because if the first 100 customers get a free pre-roll tomorrow.
What?
Yeah. I mean, you got to purchase something. You can't just walk in there and give my free shit and walk out. You have to actually buy something. But yeah, there's all kinds of specials. Yeah, but there's all kinds of specials going on. You got and they have a wheel there for every $25. Or no, if you spend $25, you can spin the wheel of fun and get free something. Like there's free, like each thingy is worth something.
That's
so
cool.
Yeah, they got all kinds of stuff going on tomorrow. So go up to Teebs. I am going up to Teebs because what had happened was, remember when I said I bought Ashley CBD gummies? Well, she asked me for them yesterday, and I had to break it to her that we had ate them because she took too long. So now I got to go get Ashley more gummies. Anyway, she's like, "Oh, okay."
Thanks. That's like, yeah, I'm going to buy you some Advil, and then you take too long to get it over. Oh, sorry, I broke into them already.
It's the same. It's the same concept. You can't send chubby people to Taco Bell and then expect that shit to still be there if you're 20 minutes late.
Hey,
hang on to it.
An hour later, you get those tacos for me? Shit.
I
if you come back for Taco Bell an hour later, you are already in a very sad state
Gone.
It does not keep.
A DMX Lawn and Landscape as well. They are provide personalized service, competitive prices, professionalism, extremely important. They're a family-owned company. I love them. We trust them on our lawn. So check them out. DMX Lawn and Landscape. DMX. Wood.
Yes, Master P.
Oh.
We gonna trim back your bushes. We gonna put a line on your sidewalk. And we're gonna take the clippings with us, because that's what we do.
I don't know who that was. That's
So that sounds like an old WWF pre-fight pump up.
All right, so a couple things I want to get to. Did anyone have anything before I get into some other stuff?
I want to tell you about my first kid-free night in over a year.
Oh, wow.
Over a year. We have had a child in our house every single night for over a year. And Saturday night was the first time we had no kids in the house. Firstly, the amount of prep it takes to get rid of 5 or 4 children is enormous. So we had to get them all places to go and get them all packed and pack up some snacks and send them off into wherever the houses they were going to. So then we got done and we went and got Inkies and we came home and we got high and we smashed and then we fell asleep watching TV like proper old folks.
Yeah.
That's what we did on our
You know what? It's weird.
Wait, did you eat when you say smashed, or do you mean smashed and then fell asleep naked on the couch?
No, we didn't.
Watching
No,
TV.
it wasn't even that.
I can only assume would probably be the scariest thing to walk in on in the world.
Like, I got scared at my slumber party.
It's funny because it's just I look at people on Facebook now. Let's say they got dressed up and went out like really nice and went out and did some, they go to one of those nice restaurants downtown that's on top of a roof or whatever. And I look and I'm like, to me, that doesn't look like fun anymore. It's like fun to me is being home in my Batman robe and getting takeout. And it's just things have just, you look just like Demetrius. I'm Batman.
Dude, that was the best meme ever. Georgia, did you just do that? That's amazing.
That was funny. What are you smoking? What is you
stop for real? It is 7:00. What the shit are you doing? How
you have children?
It's teens.
I was about to say, I was like, Jesus, what's going on in your life at 7?
I know.
I wake up eating edibles. What are you talking about?
What was I saying? Oh, but anyway, you look on Facebook and you see people like getting dressed up and going out, and you're like, I think anymore you're like, that just looks like a lot of work. Like that doesn't look like a fun time anymore. Like if you have a fun time for your own, like just couples, I think getting Uber Eats in and watching TV, like that's just the better option now. I don't know if that's for everybody or if that's just me now. I don't know.
Do you know what's really funny is my wife will literally we'll talk about going out, and then we'll talk about like where we want to go, and then she will run through the entire evening in her head as if it has already happened, and then she'll go, and by that time it's 10:00 and I'm tired, so why don't we just stay home? And I'm like, well, how was Longhorn? Was the steak good? That was, man, that was.
How was our evening? I want to know. Did I enjoy it?
Yeah. So she was like, you argued with the waitress. It was embarrassing.
Go ahead, Tifel.
So I do want to nominate from this weekend based on Gina's thing with the no kids thing. A real unsung hero. My nephew, he's 10 years old, and he had a sleepover on Saturday night. He got picked up to go to the sleepover about 1:00 in the afternoon. Went to the sleepover with about 10 other 10-year-olds in this one person's house. They stayed there from that time until I picked him up at almost 7 p.m. Sunday. So this person voluntarily took on 10 10-year-olds that they were not responsible for in the first place to be at their house between 1:00 on Saturday and like 7 p.m. on Sunday. And because they had to sleep over, and then they had the kid's birthday party the next day. and I'm like, I'm sorry, kids. If I'm not taking responsibility for that many kids for that long, you either get the sleepover or you get the birthday party. That's
Right.
It's one or the other, and either way, all the kids are gone by 9.
But here's the thing:
whatever it's AM or PM.
If you have all those kids, Tiefel, the thing is, like, they just play with themselves. Like, it really does give you a break. And if you're a parent of one of the kids that's at the house, as long as you know the kids are at a safe place, dude, the longer you can keep the little brats away, the better. Like, you're not trying to get your kids back in.
Oh no, I'm not saying. I am commending the person for voluntarily taking on 10-year-olds that they were not responsible for that long of time.
Nope. It was because they know how unlikable their 10-year-old is, and the last party they had, nobody showed up. So now you invite all 10 of those little motherfuckers to spend the night to guarantee that they show up at the fucking party tomorrow.
And Angela says, yes, I'm the same way. My husband has been trying to get me to go out because he was working a lot and he wants to go to dinner. And I'm like, can't we just lay on the couch and order in? It's so true. I think, well, there's a habit being made here. And the habit is that we've just being home has been the habit over the last year. And we have changed our mindset. I think a lot of people have. I mean, some people still, I'm sure, like to go out. Anyway, I really
am a fan of the small get together thing. Like that's been my jam. Like I like small groups instead of going out and having giant crowds and all that, or going to a bar and being around. But maybe it's just because I'm old. It might just be an age thing. But going out and having all the people around, I like having small get-togethers and small dinners. Like my cousins and I, because we're all vaccinated now, we go over and we do once a week. We either go get dinner, or we go to over to each other's houses and cook dinner together. So that's been my fun, is doing that.
Let's see what else. I got a bunch of stuff here that I want to get to. It's kind of sad. Mark and Donnie Wahlberg's mom passed away over the weekend, and if you watch their shows or anything, you know that they love their mom. She was 78 years old. She was the matriarch of the Wahlberg family. I think she had 7 kids totally. There was Donnie, Mark, and then other ones that aren't Donnie and Mark and don't really matter. Yeah. But anyway,
not Donnie 1 through 4.
Exactly. Not Mark 5, 6. So they passed away. Of course, she was. I didn't watch the show, but I think Donnie. I think you watched the show, right? Mom was a big part of her.
I didn't watch it.
Okay, all right. Anyway, so it's sad when that happens. Kanye West is reportedly annoyed. People think it was Kim Kardashian's idea to get divorced. He says he's super annoyed because it's being constantly prevented as her divorcing him.
Yeah.
When it's a huge spin machine. Kardashian family is a huge spin machine that controls how the Kart Jenners are perceived by the public. As far as things, how they actually played out, a source claimed that it was West who wanted to call it quits first. Actually, it was him saying for a year that they have nothing in common except the kids, and he wanted out. However, Kardashian wasn't willing to end their marriage without a proper fight. When that failed, apparently, West led Kardashian to be one of the one to file for divorce in order to give her dignity. So actually, Kanye was the one that says, "Dude, we're kind of
he's waited too long to come out with that. That seems way too prepared."
Right, kind of does.
Really, you think dignity's that high up on her list? I got video that says otherwise. That out of all the things that she really values, dignity is probably 25th on that list, right below HGTV.
Robert De Niro is unable to turn down acting roles because of his estranged wife's expensive lifestyle. He's, of course, a Hollywood legend. He's got to pay for the lifestyle.
No, he doesn't.
Told a Manhattan court that he's struggling financially because of the pandemic, a massive tax bill, and the demands of Grace Hightower, who filed for divorce in 2018 after 21 years of marriage. De Niro is 66. or no, when he was 60, he's 77 now. So that he says that the roles aren't coming as much, so that he's not making as much money as he should be. She spends. She bought a diamond worth $1.2 million. So anyway,
no,
sounds like an excuse for some bad movies that he's done.
Well, I know. And I guess his payments, he was supposed to pay her he was paying her $375,000 a month. A month.
That's a lot.
No. See, this is the shit that kills me. Is like you hear this shit and they're like 300 and some odd thousand a month because that's the life she was she has grown accustomed to. Mm-hmm. You know what? You can grow accustomed to $100,000 a month. There's a lot of things that you can grow accustomed to. You know what? I don't occasionally like my cable company, but I've grown accustomed to it. So that means that you just need exposure to it long enough. You just need exposure to $1,000 a month so you can get fucking accustomed to it.
Well, and all they're asking her to do is to go from $375,000 to $100,000. That's what the lawyers are asking for.
I mean, how could she accommodate such a severe cut in her monthly income?
I know.
What is she doing?
What is she gonna possibly get rid of from her expenses?
Wow.
You can't cut. You can't cut 2/3 of your expenses. I'm sorry.
You just gotta. I know that's just crazy. There goes my fucking monthly monkey subscription. I gotta fucking cut. That's gone. My endangered rhino of the month club. That's gone.
My favorite is the monkey of the month, though. They like deliver a monkey to your house every month, and it's a different one. It's got a different name. It's a different species too.
I would really be interested to see an itemized list of her actual bills a month. Man. Like I could see if she's living in a high-end enough condo or apartment in New York City, and then maybe she has a driver. Like I'd like to see an itemized list of her actual expenses.
I know
that this $375,000 a month is going to, if she can turn around and buy a $1.2 million diamond.
That is an insane amount of money, though. I mean, for anybody, I would think.
You better be smuggling that diamond somewhere. You better shove that diamond up your ass and take it somewhere where it's so illegal. If they find it, they cut your asshole out.
You know what I would do is I would because she doesn't have to work. He's paying her alimony or whatever after 21 years. I would move out of California. Like, could you imagine $375,000 a month living in Montana? Or Ohio
or Toledo.
Right? Yeah, because you don't have to now. You don't have to be out in that because you're not the one making the money. You don't have to be there to make the money. You're just getting it. You could live anywhere, and you could totally figure that out.
If I was De Niro, I'd be spending a little extra money on the side to try to find her a new husband. Trying to find somebody, get that alimony stopped right there.
Yeah, I'd be setting her up on dates,
encouraging them to elope to Vegas. Like, we don't need a big ceremony. You don't need to spend a lot of money.
Come on, you crazy kids! You look great together. All right,
would you marry a 70-year-old woman who is getting $350,000 a month in alimony?
No, you would just be a side dude for as long as you
could.
You're like, look, baby, I love you, but I mean, getting married is going to cost us $375,000.
Would you do the things that would require you to be a side dude?
Yes, I would. Oh, yes, yes, I would.
All I see is that scene from Kingpin.
And Donnie's doing all those things for a lot less.
Right.
He's doing it on potential, though.
Yes.
He's like, one of these days, this shit's going to pay off.
He's investing now for a return later.
Sharon Osbourne is speaking out after exiting The Talk in a racial controversy. She said, "I'm angry. I'm hurt." She appeared on HBO's Real Time with Bill Maher Friday in her first TV interview since she departed The Talk in late March after a heated exchange related to a race on the daytime talk show. She's like, she rehashed the events. Bottom line is she was thrown under the bus in this thing.
She thinks she was baited.
She was. I think so too. But I think she kind of got screwed in that deal, but whatever. And let's see, I've got a couple. I got this story and then a couple local stories. 2 dead in a Tesla crash in Texas that was believed to be a driverless car. So there was no one in the driver's seat. The 2019 was traveling at a high rate of speed when it failed to navigate a curve, went off the roadway, crashing into a tree and bursting into flames. 2 occupants in the vehicle, the one in the front passenger seat, while the other one was in the back seat of the Tesla. And I guess they both died in the deal. But I mean, if I'm surprised the car goes a high rate of speed. Like, go ahead, Donnie. What were you gonna say?
I thought even when it was on autopilot, you had to have someone in the driver's seat.
You have to have your hands on the wheel in certain points, but people have found hacks around it.
Yeah. Which, I mean, look, I still think a computer driving is going to be better than a person. But if there's one crash, then everyone's going to freak out and be like, "Oh, we got to stop driverless cars." No, these things.
It's like the Concorde. The thing crashed like twice, and it's like huge history of flight, and then they just had to get rid of the Concorde.
I know.
Well, it was expensive too.
Oh yeah.
We do tend to overreact on things. As I don't know if that's an American thing or if that's just a people thing, but
no, it's a human thing. And I understand some of you guys are like, well, if you take into account all the other, well, it only takes 2 times. 1 time. And let's just admit it, driverless cars are a scary thing. And as much as some of you lazy sons of bitches would just enjoy to sit back and have your car take you to fucking McDonald's and order your food and feed you the fucking fries, I understand that you guys are like, oh, it's okay because I really, really, really don't like driving. Look, put your ass behind the wheel. It doesn't make sense. No, you should never trust something like that. Have we not seen fucking iRobot? Have you?
I was
not
just gonna say you sound like Will
shit?
Smith and iRobot.
Like, for fuck's sake, what the? Like, you guys are just like, well, we're bound to have crashes, but I'm too much in love with driverless cars to fucking overlook this thing.
How cool would it be though to be in a van or something where you could just like you're just hanging out and stuff, and then you just end up being in another place? Like, why would you ever need a house again? Like, I'd be like, all right, I'm going to bed, iCar. Just drive me around, and would never need a house.
Do you know inventors of these things that'll kill us eventually have already foreseen it happening because they put the light in it that tells you when it goes evil. First it's blue, and then when it's evil, it turns red. When the code is broken, it turns blue again. Now, look. You shouldn't. If you didn't know they were going to be evil, why the fuck would you put that option in it?
When the code,
well, it's an LED.
He said, "When the code is broken, it goes blue again." Dude, you're watching too many movies.
Way too many movies, D. Way too many.
Okay, couple local stories. This one is cool. I don't know if Georgia, if you can show the picture, but Bowling Green is considering outdoor seating, and they're called parklets in downtown businesses, and they're cool because, like, how if you go to BG, they have those they have the spots right in front of the places. Well, they're gonna put
chairs. I'm not sitting in the street.
Yeah,
I'm not sitting.
They're putting tables in parking spots so you can look at the ass end of an Escape and the front end of a Lincoln. That's awesome. Let me get the heat and smell from the the coolant.
But they've already got the outdoor seating for the restaurant. Why do they need more?
Well, I wish you could see it because they look really cool. It's not like you think that where you're
people thought the new mommy Main Street redesign was going to be cool, and all it's doing is backing up traffic.
I'm not gonna fight with you guys without a picture. So I don't know, George.
Oh, yeah, here, picture it. Bowling Green, 2021. It's 2 parking spots.
Look, there it is. Look, Donnie. There's a planter behind you, so you don't see that car behind you. See, look, those are cool.
Yeah.
Look at those things.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I wonder how sturdy that plywood is when Grandma Jones just kind of veers to the left just a little bit.
We're
not sitting in the street.
when the Tesla decides to not work.
Yeah. When your lazy ass is sitting in the back seat and the Tesla plows through 2 tables.
Yeah, not sure if the programmers programmed the parklets into the Tesla's GPS.
Yeah.
Just trying to park there.
Yeah. Oh, and then you get the planning guy at Bowling Green. You're like, oh, you forgot to let them know we put parklets in these spots now? They weren't able to program that into the Tesla? Damn, forgot. The engineer guy's like, I knew I forgot something when we put these things in.
Like, are these temporary and can be removed, or are they permanent structures?
I don't know.
Okay, if you're hungry,
temporary.
like you can. If you're hungry, you
I mean,
can just
isn't
kind
any
of slow
structure-
down
Go
and
ahead.
grab something off one of the. If you're hungry, you drive by, just kind of slow down and grab like a cheeseburger off a plate and just keep going.
Yeah, now there's a new crime because if you someone just stole my cheeseburger, and then the server's like, sure a car just came by and stole your cheeseburger. Sure they did.
and your purse. They took your purse, so you don't have any money, right? They just drove away at 55 miles an hour right by your table, huh?
In your purse.
Snatched everything off your table with a hook, huh? That's what they did.
I would have a basket, like just a basket, like to catch butterflies and just scoop everything off the table. Let's go. Come on, Donnie.
Yogi Bear.
Get it,
It
Donnie.
was a bear with a tie driving a Kia. He was crazy. He had a tiny little friend with him. Snatched the basket right off my table.
Hey, boo-boo.
Are these going to be owned by the businesses or by the city?
I don't know.
Oh my!
That's a good question.
They are. I think they're part of the businesses. They allow the businesses to expand their occupancy.
Yeah.
So it's not like the city's putting it out and collecting dues off these tables.
Yeah. However, there would be safety precautions built in, and parklets would only be allowed April through October. Each deck can only occupy 2 parking spaces, and there are only 4 allowed per block. So there you go.
Oh.
See, I don't know how I like that idea. You walk in, okay, would you like smoking, non-smoking, the patio, parking lot? Where would you like to sit?
You want to sit in the street?
Have you never sat outdoors at a restaurant, like when they have the chairs in the front? It's not any different, except it leaves room for the sidewalk.
Yeah,
What?
but there's a bunch of businesses in Bowling Green that already have the outdoor seating, and you're on the sidewalk, nice and safe from the cars that are on the road.
I mean, if you're driving in a parking spot, you'll drive on a sidewalk. Like nobody's driving through the parking lane, Tifo.
But let me just do a side note real quick on these city council people or whoever makes decisions. They really do get drunk with power because they make these random law. Okay, we're gonna let you put them out there, but you can only have 4, and there can only be 2 space. Like, you're just making your. I don't know. Like, if it's 3 spaces, it's not dangerous. Like, you know, they give them drunk with power. They come up with these random rules that really don't mean anything, but it justifies. Does that make sense? It's justify their job. I don't know. I can't.
It's just like Bryan, Ohio, who just like approved a DORA for their outside downtown, but they're having this kids festival, this all family festival, but they're afraid of what Dora is going to do to the family festival, so they shut it down. They're not going to start it up until the festival is over. And I'm like, what kind of drunk people do you have in Bryan, where you are just like, if we let them drink outside, they're going to be punching children in the face?
Don't tell them that Cedar Point serves alcohol.
Yeah, it's so crazy. They're like, we're just going to slow it down a bit. And I'm like, it's drinking outside. Half of you guys do it in your cars.
I don't even understand why you can't drink outside. Like, I don't understand. There's, like I said, there's so many regulations. They just make regulations to have regulations. It's just
right.
All right, and the last thing that I have before we get over to Ebenezer is a Euclid man was charged with an attempted murder after shooting at a basketball tournament. So this happened in Sandusky. At the new Cedar Point Sports Center, just before noon yesterday. And there was an argument in the parking lot, which led to one man firing at another. Basically, one dude said that his kid wasn't getting enough playing time, so he shot the coach.
And this is why you get no scoring games.
What's that?
That's a good. That's a good way to guarantee he starts on the next team.
Yeah. I don't like where the dad's just handing the article to the new coach. Hey,
yeah,
you get a chance to read this. You can put my kid in, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's probably one of the best point guards you have. Don't you feel that way? I feel that way.
Yes, I do, Mr. Lacey. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Your kid is absolutely going to start on this team.
You know,
what
like,
position did he play?
OJ,
shooting guard.
It's like oh shit.
Wah, wah. On that note, I gotta go. Bye, guys. Have a good day.
Bye.
This portion of the show brought to you in part by Teebs of Adrian, Lufka All Naturals, Lufka in Perrysburg. They're really a very amazing place. If you haven't checked them out, you need to. They're a zero waste store, organic, environmentally friendly skincare and cleaning products that don't have the harsh chemicals in them. Matter of fact, we ran out of beverages in the house yesterday, so I was actually drinking the cleaning products because they're that safe, and they were delicious.
Are they that safe? Because we should really. You can drink them.
I don't know.
I would probably suggest that. That is not a stop. Lufka does not endorse that portion of the spot.
We'll leave that out of the next one.
Strictly recommends that their products be used for exactly what they're labeled for.
Thank you, Demetrius. And lawn greetings of Toledo. Lawn greetings. Say it in the lawn instead of a card. Thank you for
Say it on the lawn.
Thank you for Georgia for the disclaimer. We appreciate that. But yeah, go to Lawn Greetings of Toledo. Say it with a card, without a card, and do it in the lawn. Happy birthdays, anniversaries, graduations coming up. How cool would it be? But hey, happy graduation, Stanley. You made it through high school.
Now I just got this image of Demetrius drinking coffee in his Batman robe on the porch at 2 a.m. staring them down while they're doing it. Just like,
hey, what are you doing in that lawn?
You know, you ain't spelling that right. I'm checking. This is
so all right, let's get into Ebenezer Bushrod with the WTF news. Go ahead, Ebenezer.
Well, continuing our theme of out of Ohio, fire department, highway patrol, Ashland County Sheriff's Department, we're all doing that yearly tradition of trying to scare the crap out of your kids with a drunk driving demo, where they get the wrecked car and they have the people playing the dead bodies and all that fun stuff because, prom's coming up and, nothing says prom season like dead bodies.
Yes.
So they're doing this demonstration and really trying to put the fear of God into these kids when up pulls up a man in a brown SUV speeding down through the parking lot, up the driveway, comes within inches of hitting some of the kids. It rolls down his window, starts yelling at the kids because they're in his way. And he starts pulling away, and he gets blocked by a sheriff's deputy from being able to leave the parking lot. Turns out he's drunk as a skunk. Resists arrest as the deputies try to wrangle him. All right, this in front of the kids. Give them a nice, practical, real-life lesson of what happens when you drive drunk.
Here we go.
Yeah.
My question is, how drunk are skunks? Has anybody really tested that? Like, are we to assume that every skunk we see is fucking hammered? Like, where did this come from?
Kept trying to mate out of his species. He had to be south somehow.
That guy was woke way before his time. He wasn't going to let species hold him back from who he truly loved.
He loves that cat. By the way, Natasha says the light of Jesus looking nice, Chris. Right upon him.
He looks like William Wallace from Braveheart.
You can never take my freedom.
You can take my land, but you will never take my freedom.
You will never take the news.
So recently, the Czech Republic was holding a
real quick.
Was holding a gun amnesty program, different than a buyback. Basically, you just bring your weapon that you have that you may or may not have the proper paperwork for, and as long as they can't trace it back to a known crime, they'll help you get the paperwork in order so that you can legally own the weapon on there. So it's a nice it's a nice little program, and then that way the things are legally registered. You're paid whatever fee you're supposed to pay, the whole thing, and they're not going to arrest you for having it in the first place. Well, what they didn't anticipate was a man pulling up in an SD-100 artillery T-34-85 tank that he had painted pink for some reason. These were produced in the Czech Republic between 1952 and 1958. He doesn't say how he came into possession of the tank. He believed everything was pretty much decommissioned. Police and military inspected the vehicle, found most of the weapons decommissioned, but there were a few minor indiscrepancies that they're going to help him fix up and help him get all the paperwork together so he can keep his tank in his possession.
Well, there you go.
We really believe that there's a lot of paperwork in the Czech Republic for weapons.
Apparently enough that they have to hold an amnesty day.
Is that really something that we believe? Like they're really like, we need your papers for your thing.
I believe that a Soviet, that a former Soviet nation has a lot of paperwork on its citizens. Yes. I believe that was pretty much one of their main things.
Kind of their things.
So yeah, this guy's going to be able to keep his pink tank as long as he takes care of a few things.
Good.
So that's good. Nice law and order on
My
there.
pink tank attack, brush silver seats, riding down the back, cruising down the streets, waving to the girls, feeling out the sight, spending all my rubles on a Saturday night. Baby, won't you riding in there, bigger attacking my bigger tank, bigger tank.
I was wondering how you were gonna get a tank into Cadillac, and you added the Pinka tank.
There was no show prep. Like Dee did not know I was doing this story, and just right off stream of consciousness, right off the top of his head. That is beautiful.
My favorite line is spending all my rubles on a Saturday night.
So in Indonesia,
Pinka tank.
An Indonesian civil servant and his wife were expecting a newborn.
Oh,
and
Tifo, so, your sister just friggin', that's true comedy. You wouldn't understand that, Chris.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing your car is fixed. Otherwise, you wouldn't be getting any more rides anywhere.
Damn. So, shots fired in the Tifo house.
Yeah. So, an Indonesian civil servant and his wife were expecting a newborn. They decided not to find out whether it was a boy or a girl, and they made an agreement a lot of couples make. You know, if it's a boy, then the husband gets to name it. If it's a girl, then the wife gets to name it. It turned out to be a boy, and the wife went ahead and she abided by the agreement. And so the gentleman, 38-year-old Slamet Wayuda, goes by the name of Yoga, decided to honor his job and name his child Department of Statistical Communication. He was originally a radio announcer before he found his calling in statistical communications. They have, and so now they legally have changed their child's name to this. Now they did reach a compromise. The child, well, you won't have to be, when you're calling roll call, you won't have to be like Department of Statistical Communications. Are you here? No. The child will be known as Dinko, Dinko. That will be his everyday name.
Dinko was his name. Dinko, 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 and Dinko was his name. I know a baby's name is Dinko. Dinko was his name. D-I, and Dinko was his name.
Dude, that kid's gonna be in school when they call him like, Dinko, Can I go by department, actually, please? You just call me department.
So he told the press that he hopes that his son grows up to be pious and devoted to his family.
Mm-hmm.
It's not clear yet whether or not Indonesian authorities have accepted the name officially, but that is what he has named him and what he is trying to get past for everything. And actually, it brings up an interesting point. A lot of people don't realize there are in other countries there are actually a lot of regulations about what you can and cannot name your child.
I'll take things I don't give a shit about for 1,000, Alex.
Probably a good thing.
In the U.S., we're pretty free about it. You can name your kid, whatever the heck you want. But apparently, in other countries, they actually have regulations on that sort of thing.
George,
so count yourselves lucky, Americans.
Yeah.
In Scandinavian countries, they actually have a list of names for you to choose from.
George is going to post a meme that she made. You got to pull it up, George. It's got to be bigger. Make it bigger. Make it bigger so we can read it. Here we go.
I read it.
I know comedy. Shut up, Christopher. All right, thank you, Christopher. Is that it?
Well, I always come with 4. What do you? Come on,
late.
It's like a pattern.
I've never counted them. Quick.
It's not my fault you wait so long to get to me.
I know.
So
I know 3-story jump.
So out of Marysville, Tennessee, 2 women went to the Dollar General, for some deals.
Mm-hmm.
And and they picked up their items. They went up to the register, and that's when they pulled out their $1 million bill. And they tried to pass that off to the cashier. Cashier rightfully thought, well, this is suspicious, and he called the cops on there. Cops came, arrested the women for trying to pass fake currency on there. So I don't know what they were planning on. I mean, it's the Dollar General. What kind of change were they expecting back from the $1 million bill? Like, how much money do they expect them to be keeping in that till?
Yes, I have $1 million bill. Where can I break this?
Nowhere.
The largest, just a side note, the largest piece of currency that the U.S. ever printed was a $10,000 bill back in 1945, but it has since gone the way of old Yeller, just like the $500,000 and $5,000 bill.
We only do hundreds. Right? Hundreds is our biggest bill now, right?
Yep.
$100 bill?
Yeah,
you said 10 was the biggest ever.
10,000 was the biggest note ever.
Yeah,
biggest single note ever.
But now I think the biggest note is only $100, right? Is there something bigger?
I believe so. No, it's $100 because they don't have the $500 bill, the $1,000 or the $5,000 bill. Those were all discontinued until around 1969.
Okay,
so we don't get any of the fun bills.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Ebenezer Bushrod. We appreciate that. I do want to tell you that Christy Lee from Channel 11 is going to be joining me at 9 a.m. We're going to do a special interview with her. She couldn't come in on the morning show, but Demetrius, if you're around, you want to? Why? Are you, what is with those eyes? What are those eyes about? What's he doing?
He froze.
He froze his own picture right in with those eyes.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's going to be joining me at 9 a.m. So if anyone's available to jump on in, you can. If you're available to watch a little one-on-one, she's got a very fascinating story. She put together her family here in Toledo, and then, or she's from Toledo. She, got kids were here in Toledo. Everything. She took a job out in California, a television job out in California after leaving Channel 11 and being the main anchor on Channel 11 for a couple of years, and went out there and then got fired, like downsized, because of COVID. And so, like, she's out in California. I don't know the story. It sounds interesting to me. So she's going to come in. She's in town this weekend. She's going to come in and tell it with us at 9 a.m. So if anyone's available to come in, if you're available to watch, check that out. Christy Lee this morning at 9 a.m. All right. This show has been brought to you by Teebs and Teebs of Adrian. 420 tomorrow. Go out and enjoy 419 Toledo Day today for Demetrius Nicodemus, Chris Tiefel, Donnie P, and for Georgia and, of course, Gina. I'm Andrew Z. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning and at 9 a.m. if you get a chance to check it out. Bye, everybody. See you later.
Come on! Bye.